following a 2-0 loss to Chelmsford in the fourth qualifying round of the FA Trophy, and after a year in the job, yesterday, Mark Molesly was sacked as the manager of Aldershot Town. September last year, Mark Molesly was appointed as the new Aldershot Town manager after Danny Searle was relieved from his duties. In our first game, we faced Halifax at home, which resulted in a 1-0 loss. It wasn't looking good. That result, however, was followed by a 2-1 win away at Dover. Mark Molesly got his first win for the club. As a player, Mark Molesly will go down in Aldershot history, scoring a late winner against Woking, scoring a late equaliser against Portsmouth in the Cup, and then scoring the winning goal in the replay. What a player he was for us. Unfortunately, when it comes to managing, he wasn't quite as successful. In total, Mark Molesly managed 54 games for us, losing 30, drawing 11 and winning 13. Unfortunately, that is not good enough for the standards that we need and that Mark Molesly left as a player. We're a team that achieved back-to-back playoffs, and now we're fighting relegation. 2 bad losses highlighted throughout the career. A 2-1 loss to Bowers and Pitsea away in the FA Cup, and most recently a 2-0 loss to Chelmsford in the same round, in the same competition. Oh dear. Mark Molesly delivered as a manager some unbelievable results for us, including that late 3-2 win against Woking away at the Kingfield Stadium last January. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go because I had COVID. I was ill and I couldn't spread the coronavirus. What a sad time that was. Most recently, a 5-1 victory at home over Halifax. It was an unbelievable display from the lads out there. We did everyone proud. After some games in charge, Mark Molesly took Aldershot on a very good win spree actually. We had 1 loss in 12 matches. Some notable wins, and that was the 3-2 win away at Woking. The run starting at a 2-1 home win against Grimsby. It was absolutely beautiful. Tommy Willard putting us 1-0 up. Alfie Whittingham with a tap in at the back post, making us win 2-1. Oh, I remember that day. It was bloody beautiful, Jeff. Another notable game that Mark Molesly managed for us was that 3-1 win to survive relegation from the National League last season. Sinclair Armstrong topped off a beautiful display from the shots at the ebb with a screamer. In my opinion, I believe that it was the right time for Mark Molesly to get sacked because the results, they just weren't good enough. We started the season with some brilliant performances. We just didn't get the results. I remember in the month of August, we started with a 4-1 loss to Solihull, and at the time, it was still bad, but looking at how Solihull finished last season, 15 minutes away from the Football League, kind of just look at it, almost brush it aside. Well, I mean, brush it aside is a weird way of putting it, but we look at it and think, we've still got games up. Solihull were a very good side. Let's keep moving, but unfortunately, the results didn't come. Game after game, we were putting in some brilliant performances, but unfortunately, we were not getting the results. We were all over them. We were creating so many chances. It looked like an improvement on last season, but we just couldn't finish. 3-1 loss to Maidstone, and late loss to Oldham at Boundary Park. Just heartbreaking, and it's results like that that unfortunately lost him his job. As well as this, there was also some discussion over the tactics used. The main thing that sticks out in my head to me is when we were 1-0 up against Wealdstone. In the 60th minute, he brings on a centre-back for a midfielder. We end up losing the game 2-1. We got played off the park. We reduced all chances we had at getting that second goal to secure a victory. It wasn't good. There was also some tactical changes that we made when we were doing well against Oldham at Boundary Park and other games this season. We would go to a 5-at-the-back formation. We'll just take on too much pressure that we unfortunately weren't able to deal with. We ended up leaking goals and we ended up losing the game because of it. It's gutting because Mark Molesly, I had the pleasure of meeting him a few times and he was such a lovely, down-to-earth guy. I even found out that he watches some of my YouTube videos. So Mark, if you're watching this, thank you for everything that you've done for us, and I wish you the best of luck in the future. The talent that we have in this squad is very good considering the budget that we have, and I really do believe that we should be performing a lot better than we have been, and we can push a lot higher up the table. So fingers crossed, a new manager can bring that. For a team like Aldershot that really should be in the Football League, the fan base that we have is unbelievable. For the position we're in, to be travelling in numbers away from home every single week, bringing brilliant numbers, obviously it's nothing compared to the likes of Notts County, Wrexham, Chesterfield. But if we were doing as well as they were, then I'm sure we'd be bringing a lot of numbers. The home attendance right now is roughly around 1,300 to 400, but I wholeheartedly believe that if we were in the playoffs and we were doing well, it could easily be over double that. We could be getting constantly 3,000 fans at home, and the fans deserve it. 6 managers now in the last 10 years. We need to bring someone in that is going to steady the ship, and that's going to take us to where we really need to be honest. As you saw me previously mention quite a few times this season, that we've been creating so many chances, we were unable to find the back of the net. But it's not just that, it was also some tactical changes that a lot of the fans didn't agree with. It didn't end up working out, and unfortunately, it's lost him the job. Where we go from here, it's a difficult one because it's very hard to find a manager on the budget we have, so I'm just hoping that Azim can reach into the pocket, maybe splash a little bit of extra cash if needed to bring in that manager, as I previously mentioned, that can steady the ship. That I know it's going to be a long-term project, it's going to be a massive rebuild. We're 1 point off the bottom of the table right now, we're basically in another relegation scrap. So the aim this season just seems to be surviving again. Hopefully we can push on next season, but for now, it's about finding the right man. Let me know down in the comments below what your opinions on Mark Molesly were as a manager, what you think went well, what you think didn't go so well, and how you think we can improve going forward, as well as this. Who do we bring in? I honestly couldn't tell you. I've heard about the Wildstone manager, I've had a shout for him, I've had a few other shouts going around, but really nobody knows the budget we're on, the state that the club's in right now. Unfortunately, we're not on the greatest spot, let's be honest. We're quite low down the table. We have a good bunch of players. The thing that puts us in good stead is the squad we have right now, as I previously mentioned, is a very good squad, and I believe that we could be achieving way more than we are right now. Also, added on to that, the fan base that we have is unbelievable. As I said earlier in the video, we travel in numbers home and away, and a manager that can come in and look at and see, when Aldershot were in the playoffs, we were getting 3,000 at home. If I can start to deliver even a glimpse of that, then the fans will buy into my project. They'll see what I can do as a manager and what I can bring to the table. As I mentioned earlier, I just want to say again, thank you, Mark Molesly. If you are watching this, thank you very much for what you've done for the club. As a player, you are unbelievable. And as a manager, we could see you gave it everything that you had. But unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. I don't know about everyone else, but personally I could see that you were really giving it your all. There was a few tactical decisions that I didn't agree with, but in your next job, I really hope that you do get the success that you deserve. And thank you for watching the videos. Thank you all very much for watching this video. As I previously mentioned, let me know about your thoughts on Mark Molesly being the manager, September of 2021, to the most recent loss of Chelmsford in the FA Cup. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more content. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers by the new year. It's a long task, but some of the stuff we've got planned, you're going to want to subscribe for it because it is going to be a banger. The Chelmsford vlog will be out tomorrow. We've got brilliant videos coming up, and also we've got York on Saturday. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you beautiful people later. Let's go!